Welcome, Scott Jennings, to the show. I really want to talk about your brand new book. It says, A Revolution of Common Sense. The title is beautiful, and the photo is beautiful. You told me how this photo was chosen. Can you tell the audience how you got this photo?
Absolutely, yeah, and thanks for having me in, and it's fun to be back here with you. You're one of my heroes, man. More than that, my kids. The last time I was here, you sent me a box of Officer Tatum stuff. It got delivered to my house. Before I could even get to it, my kids had totally cannibalized the whole thing, Mike. They're wearing the sweatshirts, they're wearing the hats. I got nothing. I got to carry more stuff back to Kentucky.
We got to send you more stuff. That's what it needs.
I mean, you wouldn't believe. They were like raccoons going through that box. They were like, this is mine, this is mine. And so anyway, this book came out November the 18th, and I pitched a president on it in February. And, halfway through, I didn't know what to put on the cover. And so we tried a few things. But I finally just said, what's your favorite picture of yourself from the first 100 days? And they sent me one photo. That's the president's favorite picture. And then when I took him the book, right before it came out, I said, as promised, here's delivery. And he was like, this is the greatest cover of a book. and he's right. He's got an eye for it. And it is a great cover. The title comes from something he said in his inaugural address. He said, we're having a revolution of common sense. That's how he brands his political movement. And I just thought it was so brilliant because it explains so much of what he's doing and how he approaches decision-making. And so that title sort of permeates, a lot of the things I capture in the book, which really covers the first, roughly 100 days of his administration.
Yeah, and I think he's done a really good job. I say this in almost every single, I guess the last term he did, and this term, if they weren't trying to kill him every day, I mean, the country would be a better place. You would think that what they would do is say, I understand what he's trying to do. I don't like the way he's doing it. I think he can do better. Let me give some advice, or let me assist him into doing what's right for the country if they disagree with him. But they don't. They want him to die. They want him to go to prison. They want everything for him to do to be a failure, even if it costs the country everything. They do not want to support him. It's almost like the left, and they just continue to do this over and over. And I wish that we could finally come together at some point and say, let's put our pride aside. Let's try to work with the president to get things done for the American people.
I think the word that I keep coming back to is legitimacy. I think the left has never considered him to be a legitimate president. This goes all the way back to 2016. They couldn't believe they lost. They invented the whole lie about Russia stole the election. But what was born of that was an entire political party that therefore never believed he was legitimate. And if you believe that, then what you would expect your leaders to do is to keep him from acting as the president. Try to throw him in jail. Shut down the government to keep him from doing anything. Try to get the military not to follow orders so he can't be the commander-in-chief. To me, it all goes back to this issue of they just have never accepted the legitimacy of Donald Trump. And the bottom line is he won twice. He got more votes every time he ran.
Right.
He is the legitimately elected president. The Democrats won't accept it. And their political base sort of expects these Democratic politicians to do things to effectively try to grind our country to a halt and really, I think, inject chaos into Washington, D.C. That's what the government shutdown was. It's chaos. To tell the military, oh, we'll come back later and prosecute you if you follow his orders, that's anarchy. That's chaos. But to me, it goes back to this issue of legitimacy.
Yeah, they struggle with that loss. I think they still have a sour taste in their mouth because Donald Trump is not an easy pill to swallow, because they talked all that stuff. They did him the way they did him. And now they thought he would go away and never come back. And now they got to face the music of what they did to him. And he's very harsh. He's not going to take no prisoners when it comes to this. He's going to call them out and expose them for what they have done to him over the years, what they've done to the American people over the years. And it's bizarre to me that they continue this madness.